and she
No,
didn't.
like,
And then on top of that, she told me yesterday, like the day before this. Oh yeah, I
We're
can't give
going,
you
by the
anything
by.
because my.
We're going, so
yeah.
we might want to get
No,
back
no,
on.
I'm glad we're rolling.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want? Or do you want me
Keep
to
going.
keep
No, no, what
going?
were you
Or...
saying?
No,
Yeah,
let's go back to fucking Epstein. So
No, Epstein. Yeah,
So
yeah.
as I was asking at the
guy.
very beginning of this, I was talking about somebody named fucking Epstein. Here, let me go back to fucking Jim's Twitter.
He's in the news right now.
Yeah.
He did like real deal like billionaire child sex trafficking.
So is he a millionaire or a billionaire?
I'm gonna look that up actually.
Okay. So
I'll
screen
but no,
share.
he was. That is to say, he was.
So yeah, the first
Gary
thing.
Epstein is
Yeah.
not a billionaire.
Okay.
That's the first category. That's the first. So he was a guy who was walking around pretending to be rich, but really just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, like I said, as I'm screen sharing here, also included the discs labeled the material crime. I found law enforcements that didn't find this, at least 10 years in prison for this one. Federal agents who searched Epstein's $77 million Upper East Side apartment. I don't know, at least he's a millionaire. In Manhattan, found in a locked safe compact discs with handwritten labels including the following: Young, name, miscellaneous news, girl pics nudes, according to a... Now let's put that into perspective. People do use the term girl and boy, not always to imply a child. I'm here at the club to pick up some girls, or, you know, if you're gay or you're a woman, I'm here to pick up some boys.
A lot of
doesn't,
cute boys at this convention.
Yeah, doesn't inherently mean underage, but, you know, this is in the news floating around, and I've heard the name way more than...
He'd been charged with this shit before.
Okay.
But the state charges got dropped. So yeah, no, this is finally happening.
When did he get charged for this originally?
Like about 10 years ago. About 10 years ago, and he got off for whatever reason, and it's been an open secret that this guy, you know, has underage girls come to his apartment and you know, makes them all kind. I'm an important dude, and makes all kinds of promises to him, and uses his you know, rich guy persona to you know, entice underage kids. Yeah, that's been his whole like deal.
Jesus Christ.
Well, like I was talking with my dad, he was like, no, he's like, oh, imagine what like someone like that, imagine the promises someone like that could make to like, you know, some teenage girl. I'm like, you don't need to, like, this is not a day and age where you even need to do that. You just need to not like, you can promise to listen to them talk about anime and you're in. There you go.
Yeah. And like, what's horrible is you're not wrong.
No, and the whole thing with that is like, yeah, like, oh, warrior cats? Really? Oh, yeah, no one will listen to me. Oh, don't worry. I'll listen to you talk about warrior cats all day and night.
What?
Oh, my God, you mean my favorite? Like,
why does the underage child sound like 13-year-old Aria Diamond?
Yeah, because she is. That's exactly who these kind of fuck. But, like, I hope this doesn't turn into any internet drama. Oh, my God, internet drama, my favorite. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. Like,
we're gonna get bitched at later.
Oh yeah.
Like, I sure hope we can. Let's get a Discord room with just you and me in it. You know.
Okay.
You know, that way we don't have to like deal with everyone else. In that. You don't need to be a billionaire to do this shit anymore.
Like here, I actually have a story about this. So like when I worked at Walmart, people would think I was underage. So I would have like 36-year-old men coming up to me, hey, what you doing after work? Oh, you know, I'm just going home. Oh, why don't you come over to my place to watch a movie? Well, what do you want to do with me at your place? You know, watch a movie or something. Well, how old do you think I am? No. It's like, how old do you think I am? I think you're like 13, 14. Really? How old are you? I'm like 40. Hi, I'm 21. I work here.
So,
and he ran out.
No, like Mitz was a cashier at Rite Aid, and they'd be like, so, hey, what's this, your first job? And she'd be like, I am 30.
Okay.
Yeah, no, what I would do is I would like make sure like I would get the information kind of like, so this is what I think you're doing. Hi, I could call security right now. We have cameras.
There's someone creeping on kids in our store. Hey, you want to watch one of these 2 for $5 DVDs? I just bought 3 of them. I'm like,
yeah, like seriously,
how do you
this
creep
guy
on someone in a? That's your game. God.
I think that's something that I hate about like fucking when I was like
that
when
seems
I worked
like
there.
super open. Like so does that mean Walmart? Like you don't even need a millionaire child sex trafficking ring. You can just go to a Walmart and try this. Like this is getting worse and worse as we explore the concept.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
Okay, yeah, no, I was like, okay, so one thing I was waiting to go back to reading off some of the tweets, and then I was like, okay, maybe they'll give me a chance to read the super chat. No, okay, I'll keep talking in the chat, but like, I really do want to read the super chat. I swear, guys. Short Stack J says he's a registered sex offender. So is he or no? Not yet.
No, he's a registered offender.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he just got charged he's been arrested on new charges. So
look at it this way. He's a high-end Foxler as of now.
Here's the thing. It has been an open secret, this guy, for 10 years, just because he got off on a technicality last time. Like this guy, and he continued to operate as he had been for all this time in between. So yeah. That's something to think about there.
So, as I was trying to read off this post here, forfeiture allegations. 25 as a result of committing the offense of alleged in count of 2 of the indictment. Jeffrey EpStein, the defendant, shall forfeit his United States to the United States pursuant to Title 18. Should have skimmed this while you guys were going. Any property of real personal that we used or intended to commit or to facilitate the commission of offensive allegations and wow, this is way too legalese. Let's see. I'm just skimming through here. Buildings, improvements, fixtures. I think they just took all his shit, is what it sounds like.
What they have done is they have raided his townhouse and taken every last scrap of everything out of it. Yes.
What was it you put in the chat earlier, Anthony? I want to read that off because that was gold what you said. FBI 1. We need to look for evidence in CP in this place. What's a good place to start? FBI 2. What about this box that says CP in bold, sharp letters? What?
Yeah. We need to find this. Here, I think we got it, boss. Good work.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
find something damning in here. Well, we found that. Let's just
how dumb
looking
are
through all
these?
of it. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm actually genuinely starting to wonder if pedophiles are just fucking dumb. Like, I'm genuinely starting to wonder.
You know what? I don't want them to up their game. That's fine. It makes this really easy and straightforward.
Yeah. No, don't get smart. Yeah.
How did this guy become a millionaire again? I'm just curious.
I keep trying to find how this guy.
How do you spell his name?
Jerry, like Seinfeld.
Well, no, his
Epstein,
last name.
like Einstein.
Jerry EpStein. How the hell did you spell that, bro?
Did I do it wrong?
I'll read. I don't know. I just smashed my hands on this shit.
Yeah, it's EpStein.
All right,
I think this is Nick Monroe's new Twitter.
It's like American financier, philanthropist, and registered sex offender. He's an investment banker from Bear Stearns, Bros Icing Bros. That Bear Stearns, yes.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. That's the one that didn't they go bankrupt?
Yes, of course. They're Bear Stearns is the specific reason that the whole housing bubble happened. Because of packaged subprime home loans sold by Bear Stearns. Not to get all fucking technical, finance nerd on you here.
Here's a little bit of thing I remember. I was actually watching fucking high stakes poker that fucking year. One of the high officials from Bear Stearns made like the final table and shit. And
I remember it. Like, and he, you know what? He got fired. They were actually able to fire him because he took off so much time from work playing cards.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was rooting for him just because he.
He had already won. Like, I heard this guy had already won like the World Bridge Tournament, and then decided like, oh, let me try to start playing poker instead.
What's Bear Stearns?
They're an investment bank.
Yeah, they
take assets of other banks, package them up, and sell them as investment packages to people's retirement accounts, just like your moms and dads and everyone else's on the world planet.
Okay.
That's a real simple way to explain what they did.
Of course, the defendant sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home in Manhattan, New York, and Palm Beach, Florida, among other locations.
With the Simonetti family.
Let's not muddy the water here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a far bigger thing. In particular, from at least, the Simonetti family is just some white trash piece of garbage.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I made it funny. I made the joke.
This is but see.
I made the joke because they're both in New York.
I think that actually takes it back to the old point. Like, you don't... Wouldn't it be nice if you needed to be this connected to pull off this kind of crap? All you need these days is a Discord chat.
Jesus.
Wow, this guy put way too much effort into this.
Jerry Epstein.
Holy shit.
The defendant enticed and recruited and caused to be enticed and recruited minor girls to visit his mansion in Manhattan, New York residence, and his estate in Palm Beach, Florida, to engage in sex acts while with him after he could give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash. Hundreds with
literally
an H.
Hundreds?
Yes, hundreds of dollars. My God.
He gave me beer money for the week. Thank you, Kevin Spacey.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're like 16, 14, and someone threw you a couple of Benjamins, that would look like the fucking world. But for
dude, if I was 20 and Kevin Spacey bought me drinks all night, yeah.
Okay, wow.
You know what's funny? You mentioned Kevin Spacey. He's actually going back to court.
Yeah, I think that was a springboard. Yeah, he's another sex offender back in court. But you know.
Oh, speaking
right.
of which, have you kept anything?
If I had been the one he had bought drinks all night,
yeah, well, you'd have been legal, Brony Inspector. But anyways,
no. Like if let's say if it had been my first job, I'd have still done it, and I wouldn't have tattled on it.
Okay, well, all right. Moreover, in order to maintain and increase his supply of victims, Epstein also paid certain of his victims to recruit additional girls to be similarly abused by Epstein. Congratulations, you turned underage girls into pimps. What a douchebag.
That's Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Okay, so good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's just like ripping on this whole thing. Good. Congratulations.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, I'm just looking at this. Someone keep an eye on the chat in case any super chats.
Someone sent you a super chat.
Okay, let's take a looky-loo. Oh, short J stack. I found something on the New York Times. I'm gonna see if I could send it through Discord. All right, I'll open up Discord. But please don't be child porn. But anyways. I remember, I think I said that to fucking Jazz when I was getting the information on Fusion. I'm going to be so pissed off if any of this is illegal, Jazz. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, let's see. 7 in both New York and Florida, Jeffrey's Epstein defendant perpetuated this abuse in similar ways. Victims were initially recruited to provide messages to Epstein, which would be performed nude or partial nude, and would become increasingly sexual in nature and would typically include one or more sex acts. Epstein paid his victims hundreds of dollars in cash for one encounter. Hey, Rouge.
Hundreds of dollars.
We're streaming right now. Moreover, Epstein actively encouraged certain of his victims to recruit additional girls to similar sexual abuse. Epstein incentivized his victims to become recruiters by paying these victim recruiters hundreds of dollars for each girl that they brought to Epstein. In so doing, Epstein maintained a steady supply of new victims to exploit. Could you imagine?
Girls.
No, like just think about that for a minute. You're a teenager or something like that. You wind up getting arrested for that. That winds up on your record. What were you doing? Human trafficking? God.
Yeah.
Holy shit. At all times of relevancy in this indictment, Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, possessed and controlled a multi-story private residence on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, which I believe the police seized. New York.
They're having a field. They can strip the copper wire out of that place right now if they want.
Between at least in and about 2002 and 2005. Epstein abused numerous minor victims at the New York residency by causing these victims to be recruited to engage in paid sex acts with them. Now, generally, let's say I'm going to go a little bit off of fucking the beaten path here. If you're a landlord and you're renting out this apartment, you have to divulge this pass to like the next tenant, don't you?
I'm assuming he owns the I'm assuming it's his.
Well, that's probably not going to stay that way.
No. That when they're saying like they seized his condo, like I'm assuming he owns the whole building there, and that's
okay.
And that's how he part of helping him get away with it is owning the building, obviously.
Okay.
Just like having the chat room owning the building. It would be the responsibility of the moderators of this Discord chat to tell or kick this person if they were doing this kind of stuff with kids. Not if it's their chat.
He might
not if it's his building.
He might be slick enough to have someone else own it, and maybe.
I would. You know what? I wouldn't want to be that guy covering for his ass. I gotta be real. Like, from what I understand, and this was what just like random shit my dad was looking up about him yesterday was like, he's like viewed as like the scumbag of the neighborhood. Like the neighborhood association like hates him, and he's like viewed as like the weirdo among these rich people in this area. Like he's not accepted in what would normally be his circle of rich people. Like everyone else has been like, oh yeah, that weirdo. Ugh. Like, and I'm not sure exactly where or what my dad's sources on that were, but he was we were talking about like just kind of random shit we had heard or looked up on the internet, anecdotal things probably. But yeah, from what I understand, like dude was not like viewed as like a cool bro or anything, and yeah, open secrets about his goings on have been around since 2007. This is 07, guys. Yeah, y'all fresh out of college. Yeah.
As I was saying, the following link that I'm putting in the description, I believe this is Nick Monroe trying to smuggle his way back on Twitter, which is fine.
Who's Nick Monroe?
He's the one who did the thing about free transparency after, I believe, Patchwork Heart kept bugging him about it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he seemed like he's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Sorry, Nick, I think you might need to again. But doing good jobs so far. This is the first interesting story I've seen in some time from you. Not that you have to placate my sorry ass. Let's see. In addition to recruiting or abusing minor girls in New York, the defendant created a similar network of girls. Did I already read that, I believe? Yeah, that all sounds very familiar.
Florida, New York, Florida.
Okay, let's see. Okay, 19. Moreover, in New York, to ensure a steady stream of minor victims. Curious to see what that number is, or approximate.
I can see if I can look it up.
Yeah, I did get thrown a link. The one in the chat, could you look at that, see if everything on that's YouTube safe?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, asked and enticed certain victims in Florida to recruit other girls to engage in sex acts. Epstein's paid hundreds of dollars. Yeah, we did that already. From at least in about 2002, well, wheels of justice do move a little slow, up to and including about 2005. In the Southern District of New York, elsewhere. It's curious to see what the statute of limitations are in New York. Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, often known or unknown, willingly or knowingly did combine, conspire, confederate. What do they mean by confederate? Confederate there.
Let me look it up.
Okay, and agree together with each other to commit an offense against the United States, to which sex trafficking of minors is violating Title 18 of the United States Code. Section 59.
What the fuck is Brady doing right now? Let me see if he can get in this call, because...
Oh yeah, I'd love to have Brady.
This is getting crazy, crazy legal on this stuff.
Okay, so to confederate...
He'd be like, oh, to confederate. He would know right off.
Oh yeah, no, take it away.
To confederate is joined in by an agreement or treaty a person one works with, especially in something secret or illegal, or an accomplice, a supporter of the Confederate States of America, or to bring such states or groups of people into an alliance.
I'm going to assume the first statement.
Yeah.
It was part of the object of the conspiracy that Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, and others, known and unknown. I'd like to hear about those other people.
Also, there's nothing unsafe on the on the article.
We'll give that a look. Would and did in affecting, interstating, feigning, commerce, recruiting, enticing, harboring, transparent. Oh yeah, a lot of legal terms. Provide and obtain by any means a person to benefit and finance by receiving anything of value. From participating in a venture which was engaging in any sort of act, known that the person had not attained the age of 18 and would be caused to engage in. So let's take a look at that news article, shall we? Bunk. copy link. I think that's... Oh, no.
It'll only work in Google Chrome. If you try to do it in Internet Explorer or whatever, it'll like say it's private and you have to log in.
Well, let me see if I can.
It's logging, it's tedious, it's annoying, it's just constant.
Nope, I got it working.
Yeah.
New York Times. Get the fuck out of my way.
It's logging.
Press the arrow that's
Okay,
pointing
good.
down. There you
It's
go.
fucked off. Good. Let's see. They deserve their day in court, and we are proud to stand up for them by bringing this indictment. The United States Attorney in Manhattan, Geoff S. Berman, said.
Jeffrey S. Berman.
Jeffrey S. Berman. That's usually not how I spell Jeff, but that's fine. Hundreds and possibly thousands of sexually suggestive pictures of nude and partially nude young women and girls were found during a search of Mr. Epstein's Manhattan house. Saturday. I'm assuming this Saturday, or was it further back?
It was
Look
Saturday.
at the date of the article.
Okay, good. Yeah, nice to
Ooh.
know. Literally 3 days ago, so this is fresh stuff. Conducted a roughly the same as the financier was arrested at a Tibero Airport, New Jersey. Prosecutor said. It was.
Oh, he had rented a. I was just down here to rent a van. I wasn't getting on any planes or anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think if he had this much money, he'd be doing this outside of the United States? It was striking the prosecutor. Go ahead.
I guess he felt he was connected in a way.
Well, I'm sure he was in some way if he had all these damn places. Mr.
Yeah, with other creeps.
How many millionaire creeps are out there?
That's what. Yeah, I can't imagine there's that many. I think it's like a closed circle. It's got to be.
Well,
him and his buddies, I'm guessing.
Well, what are you guessing when you say not that many? I wouldn't be shocked.
A dozen?
Yeah, I was going to say half dozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having been convicted of sex offenses involved as underage victims, would continue to maintain a vast trove of lewd photographies of young photographs of young women and girls. Trove, I like that word.
Trove, that's a good word. Yeah,
it's a good
I think
trove.
I read somewhere on there when I was skimming, it's like hundreds of thousands of photos.
Yeah, it said hundreds to thousands.
That's a trove, I'd say.
Okay. Some of
That's
which
insane.
were discovered in a locked safe that contains CDs with the label "Girls Nude Pics." Okay, so yeah, no, that does check out. That wasn't just someone memeing. Demonstrates the predator attitude that Mr. Epstein continues to have towards young women. Prosecutor said in detention memo filed on Monday. I don't click any links. Mr. Epstein is not reformed. He is not chaste. He is not repentant. Well, no shit. Prosecutors wrote to the judge arguing against bail. The indictment accuses Mr. Epstein, 66, of engaging in sex acts with dozens of vulnerable minors, some as young as 14, during the naked massage sessions, then paying them hundreds of dollars in cash.
So wait, dozens of holy shit.
So okay.
All the time, man.
So we're just stating this here. So just one more time, for anyone listening along, receiving nudes from minors is highly illegal. Not that that'll get to another story later on. So anyways, also asked that some of the girls to recruit other underage girls, the indictment said. In either way, Epstein created a vast network of underage victims to him in sexually exploited location. Yeah, we've covered that before.
Yeah, no, like as far as the location is concerned, like everyone in the neighborhood was like, yeah, I'm sick of all those teenagers coming in and out of his house all day.
You know,
like that was like literally a complaint he got. There's all these teenage girls from the high school going into his house. It's weird. Like,
so
yeah, no, I want to get down to this part here. Mr. Berman made it clear that his office was not bound by 2008 agreement, which was overseen by Alexander Acosta, when the United States Attorney in Miami, now President Trump's Labor Secretary. Let me skim back up, Mr. Berman.
Wait, under that deal, I want to read the middle.
Go ahead.
Under that deal, Mr. Epstein pleaded guilty to state prostitution charges and spent about a year in a Palm Beach jail, and was required to register as a sex offender who was permitted to leave the facility 6 days a week to work.
I'm curious about that though. What did he get sentenced with that he only got a year?
Prostitution.
Yeah.
So,
prostitution. I would assume prostitution or prostitution of minor.
So he was prostituting a kid and they only gave him a year?
Hang on. Mr. Berman's decision to seek an indictment in Manhattan was an implicit rebuke to the decision of prosecutors in Miami in 2008 to enter an
No,
agreement with Mr. Epstein that allowed him to avoid federal prosecution and possibly a life sentence.
yeah, see, that was the technicality I was talking about. Because he got charged for the same thing in 2 states, he got off the federal charges because New York was the one that was going to pursue the federal charges. And because he already got charged for it in Florida, they were like, oh, I can't do anything. Yeah,
That's kind of
my
bold.
understanding. It's fucked up. Yeah, but he was connected.
Well, the way you would have done that generally is if you were that state, you would have probably tried to kick the ball back to the other state, and unless you had somebody who was the DA was being a prick and be like, "This is my ball of autism. You can't have it." No matter
Clearly,
That probably happened.
The attorney general's in Trump's cabinet now. Yeah, a bowl of autism, really?
That might have happened. That sometimes happens in the legal
That sounds
force.
like it's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, think about the movie we
I was
watched last
thinking
night.
about what happened to you when we tried to butt in on the Draconator thing. Like, no, we'll punish this asshole,
Yeah.
and you get the fuck out.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I don't care how bad we fuck this up.
I know how people are. That sounds about right, Anthony.
It's like the movie we watched last night, The Needful Things, with the officer, and they were all like, "This is my bowl of autism. I'm gonna deal with this."
Well, I don't feel like explaining that whole thing there. The agreement by its terms only binds the Southern District of Florida, Mr. Berman said. The agreement has been examined in series of reports in the Miami Herald and is being challenged in court. Now, again, this could just be me having heard things wrong, but all charges or all things that are found out about at the time, they have to be charged. Like, you can't... If someone did... Like, let's say that someone committed, like, 30 crimes of relative nature. You're supposed to charge them all at the same time.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what Bubba said the other day.
Yeah, it's to prevent them from going, okay, so in case this goes wrong, let's not talk about 2 or 3 of these. That's
Oh yeah, the old Anon Syed treatment. Yeah. Serial. Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm assuming that everything he's charged with is more recent things.
Oh.
I'm assuming that.
No, stuff he continued to do after the past charges were thrown out. No, that's exactly what happened here. Because they let him go, he kept going like, I can get away with it, and he kept doing it.
Well, there's another thing. If he was trying to argue, well, it's part of my plea deal that they can't do that. So, part of contract law, for a contract to be legally binding, it has to be legal. So even if they
I found
it's like why that movie. Perfect example. You know John Leguizamo in The Pest, where he accidentally signs away his agreement to be hunted by this guy who wants to practice killing people. Like, you just because you signed a contract doesn't mean it's legal for this guy to commit murder on you. No. That's bullshit. No. That contract's not legally binding.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way: for anybody out there, if like a court basically says you sign away your right to sue us if we specifically cause you harm or not, that might not be legally binding. That's why I've had like recent fucking like contracts. I took a look at them and saying this probably won't hold up in court. Signed.
Yeah. Go take that as long. Take that as far as you want. Yeah. Take that to the highest court you can, because I don't think so.
To let you know that it's like those fucking those commercials with medicine that says this following thing may cause death. That basically means please don't sue us. Because a federal judge ruled earlier this year that Mr. Epstein's accuser should have been consulted about the deal before it was signed. Makes sense. The indictment, unsealed in Manhattan on Monday, said that from 2002 to 2005, Mr. Epstein and his employers engaged in sex trafficking scheme.
And his employees? Does that mean like the kids or other people?
Well, I'm assuming kids would not be employing Mr. Epstein.
I don't think...
No, his employees.
No, like, why we need to bring back child labor.
No. It didn't say employers. It said his employees, meaning people who worked under him.
I swear to God, Kath.
Sorry. I am so sorry.
Not you, anyways. Mr. Epstein and his employees engaged in sex trafficking schemes, bringing underage girls to the Upper East Estate mansion. By the way, is anybody really in the chat been saying anything?
People have,
someone asked if Bubba's still around, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah, no, Bubba's absolutely fucking still around. He could poke his head in any time he wants. I've always appreciated John.
What do we...
Yeah.
Bubba's awesome.
To engage in sex acts with him. He's charged with sex trafficking and sex trafficking conspiracy. I didn't know that there was one for conspiracy, but we'll take everything we can get. He faced a combined maximum sentence up to 45 years in prison. If convicted, Mr. Berman said prosecutors would seek to have Mr. Epstein held without bail, given his immense wealth and access to private jets. Well, good to know.
Wait, there was more.
Was there?
Yeah, that was like a long article.
All right.
I think we know who we're dealing with now. I think we're up to snuff.
I was just gonna try and
let's just do some hot takes on this shit now.
Yeah, I would rather read off the direct fucking court things than just go by the New York Times, you know.
True.
I mean, not to mention, you know, strictly how long was he charged for? We said that earlier. It wasn't very long.
45 years, I think it said.
No, when he went to jail last time.
Oh, 1 year.
It was like a year.
Yeah, it was 1 year, and he was allowed to go out 6 days a week for his work.
And it was 1 year, but he had the weeks off from prison to go to work.
How was that even allowed? I'm actually questioning that.
And now we know when he was at work, his coworkers were conspiring to engage in child sex trafficking. So when he says at work, I wonder what he means.
Those are a lot of tweets, but they're really small text.
No, I can actually make those out. I've heard the name Mike Cernovich is Rocky around because I think that's one of his guys.
I could ask if he's around.
Yeah, go ahead. Speaking of CNN's lawsuit, Cernovich Media, his lawsuit against the billionaire, pedophile, oral statements. Or maybe I've just heard that from leftists saying that Mike Cernovich is, you know, far right. I'm not entirely sure. I take that with a grain of salt. Bill Clinton is doing a book tour, not only the series of credible rape accusations made, private flight. I'm just skimming through to see if there's anything that really leaps at me. Jeff Epstein has videos of everyone. That's why he got a sweet deal. Okay, now I definitely...
Yeah, no, I believe that.
I'm definitely curious to see if any of that fucking pops out, though.
yeah, for some reason, I'm like, really? Because, no, you know why I believe that? Because of a safe full of CDs that they found at his house.
Well,
yeah, that's a lot.
Because the safe full of videos that can't all of it be child porn. He's got to have shit on other people. So that's why I actually believe that, because logically, a lot of what the FBI appears to have commandeered might fall into that category.
Hold. So, Bernie Inspector, you're 30-ish, right? You remember a time where porn was before it was on the internet, right?
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, there is no way that safe could be just filled with porn. Slowly looks at Bernie Inspector. You noob. Only a safe full.
Well, sure. I mean, it could be, but
I don't know.
I meant just child porn.
Okay.
Like, they did say
just his personal child porn stash.
Bernie Inspector,
like, that's a lot of discs.
Bernie. They did say he had literally hundreds of thousands of photos.
So this guy has videos of everyone? Yeah, I believe it.
Well, hundreds of thousands of, if that's the case, those could be on a flash drive, because a picture itself doesn't suck up
this boomer using a flash drive?
Okay, just a thought.
He burned a disc for all of it.
Okay.
Each disc labeled in Boomer Sharpie.
Okay, wow. The final allegation, this wasn't the satanic panic of the 80s, but hundreds of years of previously, right?
Hold on, how are we pulling this back to that?
I don't know, I'm just reading off this. It's something.
Yeah, no, I'm curious. That's a fun tweet.
Okay, here, I'll pull it up here. Vice.
Yeah.
So, first off, of the United What's with the Fixation on Powerful Liberals and Pedophile Rings on the Far Right, Jessica A. Johnson. So I think a lot of these tensions and a lot of the paranoia, fear that is amplified through the conspiracy theories around pedophilia, certainly has something to do with fears of concerning unraveling of our nation's moral fabric, as constructed by white Christian nationalists or fundamentalists. But also, hey, look,
this sounds like the kind of stuff like that I would read, like the kind of comments that like I'd hear from my old
poll.
satanic podcast. No,
Yeah.
no, like some Wiccan woman would like show up and be like, well, we need to consider all of these things and, you know, the satanic panic and all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, we were just trying to like see if we could use blood magic to get like new tires or something. I don't know. Like,
but also is kind of creating an institutional space for hitting back against so-called non-formative people in terms of sex, gender, and race. This is all over the place. I don't think we can separate.
No, I know.
Of some, I think it's very clear the connections to a white nationalist, anti-Semitic belief system is being stoked. I think this is just bullshit.
Is this like SJW shit?
I don't know what it is. It's just I'm gonna just call it bullshit. Okay.
Who is Jessica?
Oh wait, I'm looking at the fucking source here. George Soros, Illuminati, Snow White, all controlling the world. Oh, that's just somebody fucking assing off over there. Okay, skimming ahead.
Who the hell is Jessica A. Johnson?
I don't care. I'm just skimming through here to see if
this crazy cray.
Yeah,
she's a Wiccan. She's fine. Don't worry about her.
Yeah, look, Nick Monroe's pretty good, but not everything in the tweet thread is 100% gold. Vice went on to great lengths to complicate far right in any Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy hysteria. Fuck Vice. Anyways.
Right. You know what? I Googled this earlier and I was like rereading what Vice had and I was like, no, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this.
I have no idea what I lost brain cells.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to this. The Jeffrey Epstein arrest looked bad for Trump or Clinton. People can easily find articles that support implications of them as both at once. Okay, let's.
Well, all right, yeah, no, good point, cleaning lady. Like, how is anyone caring about the safety of kids like a paranoid epidemic? Like, this literally isn't people being afraid of witchcraft or something that isn't happening. This is something that is making headlines right now because it is happening, apparently in the highest levels of our society. So yeah,
I tried asking about this earlier, Bernie, about the Lolita Express. Is this that same guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Lolita, what the fuck?
Okay, so I'm almost positive somebody said no. Maybe that was before we're streaming, but we got that clarified. So
I think so. What do we? Yeah, we're talking about the guy who had all the schoolgirls coming over to his house and leaving.
What is Lolita Express?
Yeah, I'll get there. Just let me. So here.
Hold on. Yeah, explain the context to that, because I think I've heard that term used already once.
No, hold it. Before we begin, at the very top of this article, it says Gawker. So take that with a grain of salt, but there are other articles to read about this on.
Well, there appears to be like a news article somewhere. I mean, is this all Gawker, or is this the same article, or?
Again, there are others, but this is what I've got in front of me, so I'm going to read this off buttons. Please let me go. Bill Clinton took on required trips on the Lolita Express, and I've heard that rumor around. The private passenger jet owned by billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So I keep hearing, is he a billionaire or not?
I keep hearing or not. I looked up his net worth. It's close to $1 billion.
Okay, so yeah, and again, this is Gawker. Take it with a grain of salt. With an actress in softcore porn movies whose name appears in Epstein's address book under an entry for messages, according to the flight logbooks obtained by Gawker and published today for the first time. So yeah, Jeffrey Epstein is a name, and the Lolita Express is something I've heard around a lot of conspiracy theories.
I thought that the Lolita Express was a model train that you brought to anime conventions. I'm very confused about what we're talking about right now.
Okay. The logs also show that
someone asked me to do Dr. Wolf.
Okay, no problem. Go subscribe, Bernie Inspector. The logs also showed that Clinton shared more than a dozen flights with a woman who federally prosecutors believed procured underage girls to sexually service Epstein, and his friends acted as potential conspirators in his crime. Again, from a Gawker article. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 in Florida, an count of soliciting underage girls for sex, and one count of adult solicitation in which he served just over a year in jail. I can't read that very last part, so we'll skip ahead here. One weird court case linking Trump and a billionaire pedophile, a woman suing in connection with Jeffrey Epstein. Underage sex rings claims that she was first approached while working as a towel girl at Trump Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago Resort.
You know it's Mar-a-Lago,
But yeah, there's our boy over here. I've heard a lot of people were involved in the Lolita Express. I've heard. I'm not asserting first-hand knowledge. New York, a woman claims in a lawsuit that she was lured into a sex trafficking ring run by billionaire Jeffrey Epstein and contends. So that's another thought here, Brony, when you said, I'm sure only weirdos hang out with him. Kind of gets the old almonds roasting. Kind of gets the old noggin.
Didn't they,
you know what?
Didn't they say in the last article we read?
I just want you guys to look at, like, when these guys were hanging out, like this. Look at how young Trump is in that picture. Like, the idea here being like, oh, long after these guys rose to power and had their falling out with this guy, they didn't need him to bring them teenage girls anymore. They could get their own. Like,
okay, wow.
Yeah, no, what?
Okay, that's fine. No, look, I'm just trying to keep legally safe on my responses here.
I don't care.
Oh no, okay, got it. All right.
I did notice that in the last article we read, they did mention Trump's name in there. I think he might have worked for him, or he like advocated for him at some point recently. Okay. Question mark.
Maybe. Well, let's continue on here.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
The latest feds say nude photos found on Epstein's raid. We've done that.
Buttons, hold on. On that real quick. The judge who decided that this guy's case would stay in Florida and not go to New York, where it would get kicked up to federal court, is now on Trump's cabinet. So yes, there is a Trump connection. We have established that.
I noticed creepy readings in the chat if he'd like to crash.
Yeah, creepy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Crash you crashed this stream.
This could be content for you. Top 10 billionaires who deserve to be in jail or some shit like that. That couldn't possibly end in a lawsuit. Oh, man,
that would never sell. Neither Anthony nor I would like to do a reading on that video.
Oh, holy shit, yeah.
Oh, boy, we would sure hate a video like that. Wouldn't be in everyone's wheelhouse or anything.
I wonder if fucking even Drama Alerts talked about Epstein yet. You think it'd be right up fucking, Big Daddy Keem's bullcrap.
No, this is like the internet's jam hit the mainstream, and they're like, the mainstream was like, oh yeah, well guess what? The pedophile we bust is gonna be like a billionaire guy. What do you think about that, little internet? Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
Wait.
Associate Donald Trump and Bill Clinton is in legal trouble, and here's what we know. This is all the same redundant bullcrap. Skimming on down. Trump was only one to help prosecute 2009's Epstein case. When the Saturday arrest of billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein on charges of sex trafficking minors, day after the judge ordered that nearly 2,000 documents be made public following the 2017 court motion ordinarily brought by filmmaker and author Mike Cernovich. There's the name again. The internet is once again abuzz with speculation over who exactly might be implicated by the new evidence. Oh, we all are. Epstein pleaded guilty to one count of soliciting prostitution from a 14-year-old girl in 2008, for which he served 13 months in jail. When we've done all that, brokered a deal, skimming ahead, residence. This case is settled in 2017. Oh, there's his docs. I think that's all public knowledge by now. According to the court documents filed by a lawyer representing the 3 Epstein alleged victims, Trump banned his former friend Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. There we go.
That's how you say it. You did it.
Yeah, I've learned. Nice.
That you are Mexican. That is a Spanish word. You are
Mar-a-Lago.
You are truly illiterate.
Yes, indeed. Blow me.
Jesus Christ.
Just to make it clear, a main theme surrounded the public's curiosity is the scope of how wide Epstein's international network reaches. That looks rather juicy. Let's get there. So let's see. In 2010, the pedophile Epstein was released from prison. Let's look at this fucking thing.
He had a dinner party.
I had an idea for the new beer helmet. You need the straw that goes into the into the beverage container needs like a level sensor on it.
So if
it'll
Rocky
tell
ever
you exactly how many ounces of beverage you have left.
If Rocky ever wanted to be here, let's get to this little prime part here, and it isn't just about any sex offender, but an enigmatic billionaire who had flown the likes of former President Bill Clinton and former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak around the world on his own 727 Boeing. Isn't that the one that got recalled?
No, because that's pre 600 era. That's the old workhorse. Like you can use it for 30 years. 727.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't really matter if it was because obviously it didn't crash. But it was just like, oh
no, it's actually one of the best planes you can own. What that is.
Yeah, I do know it was a Boeing that got recalled originally last spring.
Yes, it's a 727-600 that got recalled. The previous model of Boeing 727 before they did the fly-by-wire updates is the one that was like absolutely fewest accidents of any plane or something. I don't know.
Oh no,
super safe.
I just remember being like kind of terrified about that, and I was like, oh well, Creepy's going to be on the plane with me. What could possibly?
What's
go
in
wrong?
a Twilight Colada, Luna, whistle slick, whisper slick.
Last spring, EpStein completed a 13-month sentence for soliciting a prostitute. Yes, we've covered that. Now we're hosting a party for his close friend, Britain's Prince Andrew, fourth in line to the throne. Well,
these are some fucking connections.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, apparently he was connected.
Yeah, let's put it this way. You could sit there and say he's horribly disgusting. Like, you imagine you're the prince, nobody wants to hang out with you. Well, there's that one billionaire pedophile who'd be willing to talk to you. What the fuck else? I have nothing else on my thing.
Well, see, once again, we are going back to the 90s for the whole Lolly Express thing.
Whoa,
like,
look, there's a map of the full scope of his international sex trafficking. It went to different countries.
Yeah, dude, that's like he owned a Boeing 727.
Yeah. I don't know.
But see, here's the thing. All of this stuff is the Florida case. They can't charge him with any of this now. They have to charge him with whatever thing happened after this.
Well, they could bring up a pattern of behavior.
Oh, no, it's definitely shit he did. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is, like,
how
this
the
stuff
fuck
was
did he only get
from the beginning.
one...
This was an open secret with this guy for decades.
Well, how did he only get 1 year if he was doing sex trafficking?
It's the open secret connections. The Queen. I don't know.
Well, let's put it to this way: different people in office are right now. I'm assuming this is charged at the federal level instead of the state. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably going to be more time, and it's in the news.
Well, New York's going to kick. He's charged in New York now, and they're going to kick that up to the federal court like they tried to do last time, and it's over for him.
Did he get kicked up yet or no?
Let's. That's why everyone is watching the news, bro.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Everyone be prepared to be angry at New York in a hot minute. Labor Secretary Alex Acostas brokered a 2008 deal with a pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so this is our happy little goy who did this one.
Ew, he looks gross.
He does.
He gives you the yuck.
Alex
he gives me the
Acosta,
yuck vibes.
Oh, bald eagle, bro. Yeah, like he looks like Sam the Eagle from the fucking Muppets.
No, he looks like he just gives yuck vibes. Like he looks like that one science teacher you wouldn't trust.
The one science teacher you wouldn't trust at my high school looked like Burt Reynolds from Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
I don't think I know what that is.
It's an old 80s thing or 70s.
It's 70s thing, but
like
he looked like a sexy dude. Like,
all right. Vicky Ward wrote a profile piece on Epstein in 2003. God, this shit never ends. For Vanity Fair. Remember when Vanity Fair was a thing? Is it still?
What is Vanity Fair?
No, not really, but no, it's not a thing anymore, Buttons. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
what's Vanity Fair?
That's an old.
It was a
thing.
Publication that existed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just imagine somebody from Vanity Fair. I'll have you know we're still a thing. Fuck you, internet. Incredible allegations.
No, you live streamers, you are the very problem that us at Vanity Fair are having. Would you like to come on? Absolutely not, but I will write an article about it and post it on Vanity Fair. Like,
I'll make sure not to watch it. Yeah, not to read the.
No. Yeah, come on, bring it on, Vanity Fair.
the talented Mr. Epstein. So this might be new here. At least it's not something we covered so far on this. Lately, Jeffrey Epstein... Yeah, I know it's 2003. Epstein's high-flying style has been drawing oohs and ahs. The bachelor financier lives in New York... Yeah, this must have been a while ago. They're still talking about him with some claims. Claims to have taken only billionaires as clients and flies celebrities including Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey on his Boeing 720... Look, that was way before anybody knew anything, but... pierce his airs of mystery.
Get a better plane than that.
Yeah, Vicky.
Air Force One. That's what we'll call it.
No, I'm saying the connections. Like Kevin Spacey, kinda, you know.
No, I get it too.
There's no like we're not even the Lolly Express.
Okay. Yeah.
No, my buddy Edgar was like, you hear about the Lolly Express? I'm like, yeah, it's some crazy shit. He got off for that. Yeah, I know, right? But like, you know how that's real. I'm like, yeah, it's real. I believe it.
Okay.
Goes all the way up to the top. That's why you get Havana syndrome if you cover this shit.
I'm gonna guess it's a child porn or something like that site.
Let me get to this on Mainstain's Upper East Side. How some of the most expensive real estate on Earth exists, the crown jewel of the city's residential townhouses within its 50-foot high oak door, huge arched windows, its 9 floors, sits on a commands the block of 71st State between 5th and Madison Avenues. So let's
What is this, a real estate listing? What the fuck am I listening to?
Well, hold it. Let me sit there and freestyle here for a minute. So if you're a parent or something like that, you're like, oh, cool, my kid's going to this high-end rent thing.
Oh,
they've got a respectable job in fucking New York. You are ahead of the curve. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about earlier. The neighborhood association was complaining about this guy. They're like, we don't want this guy near our high school. This is a world-renowned. I didn't move to this neighborhood for this. He's got kids coming in and out of that place all day. We know what he is. Like there literally were like complaints from people in this neighborhood for that very thing you're talking about. I did not climb all the way up the social ladder to be on the very top to deal with this in my neighborhood.
I'm a bit skeptical on how high up there, because I feel like people who would have enough pull to fucking get someone snapped out like this probably
Why
would.
do you think this is happening?
It's taken a while. It's
taken a while, but why do you think this is because of the neighbors, because the neighbors were sick of it, and that's why this is happening now.
Well, like how rich
Anthony,
are you?
Why do you think I finally cleaned up the oil slick in front of my house?
How ritzy are you suggesting his neighbors were?
It's like the highest end. It's the most expensive real estate in the country.
I don't know. I'd be surprised if people like that had to wait 15 to 16 years to clean up somebody like this. I'd be like, well,
I think it takes a while to take notice.
Okay, all right. Stumbles someone's private Xanadu? Why?
Xanadu. Yes, you said it right. Xanadu. 2 Xanadu.
I was just surprised why the hell something would be called Xanadu here. There's no mere rich person home.
Because are you familiar with the movie Citizen Kane?
I know of it.
Okay, so Orson Welles made this movie called Citizen Kane, and it was based on William Randolph Hearst, who built a very famous house called Hearst Castle. You can still take a tour of it if you want. But in the movie Citizen Kane, instead of calling it Hearst Castle, they called the mansion Xanadu.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
getting back.
There you go. No, just fill you in.
Getting back to the super chat here, short stack J. There was probably a ton of complaints. Okay. Let's see. Getting on to the next piece here. See if there's any Vanity Fair piece. This does answer. How does Jeffrey Epstein have so much money, connections to the richest people in the world? Question. Oh, that is interesting then. Even acquaintances since curious dick to me? Yes, he lives like a modern Mahari. Wow, this is some very Vanity Fair lingo. At Lee Clemens is one of his art dealers puts it.
A modern day Mahari.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yes,
Phantom here.
Vanity Fair. A dapper T-dog.
Yet he is fastidiously...
As owner of a vintage bicycle.
Fastidious. My God, this is some hoity-toity bullshit. Almost
Dude,
obsessively
Vanity
private.
Fair, bro. Like this was how hipsters talked fucking 10 years ago.
Okay. He lists himself in the phone books under a under a pseudonym. He rarely attends society gatherings or weddings or funerals. He considers eating in residentials like eating on the subway. This sounds like a fucking read-in for the world's most interesting man. Here, let's get a take of that. He lists himself in the phone book under a pseudonym. He rarely attends society gatherings or weddings or funerals. He considers eating in restaurants like eating at a subway. That's good enough.
That was actually really good voice acting, man.
I was bad.
No, like, hey, creepy, why don't you get in here?
He's probably,
look
at
how good Anthony is.
He's
Yeah.
at
God.
the convention. Like, he's probably busy, guys.
Is he? I thought he was back by now. Anyways.
No, he said like he was going to VidCon. That's like from the 10th to I don't know when. So he's probably got the thing of friends.
That's fine.
Wait, hold on. Do I need to drive down to LA? What am I doing this weekend?
Brownie Inspector's gonna come.
Oh, if you go to VidCon, I'm gonna be so jealous.
I'm gonna crash everything Creepy is doing. He's gonna weasel me in. I don't like.
No, because I want to go to VidCon so bad. Because like I want to meet my idols, like the YouTube animators and shit.
Your idols. This is an opportunity to fuck with our friend Creepy. Why would we want to meet our idols?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, let Brony be a dick here. Anyways,
Yeah, are you kidding me?
So yeah, let's put it to this way. Creepy.
I loaned that Creepy reading my air mattress at BabsCon.
Yeah.
He owes me.
Let's put it to this way. Creepy's going to be Steve Martin, and Brony Inspector's going to be John Candy. That's
awesome. Oh, that's perfect.
Was it that movie? The
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's the one I'm talking about.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Smoking the cigarette and driving. Light the car on fire.
Oh wait, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's the one where the people
do
go
the mess around.
We're
doing the mess around. Want to do the mess around.
All right. So let me get back to it. There are many women in his life, mostly young. Okay, here we go. But there is not one of them whom has to be able to commit. He describes his most public companion of the last decade as Gilda Maxwell, 48, his daughter of late disgraced media baron Robert Maxwell. I have no idea who any of these fuckers are. As simply as his best friend.
Disgraced media baron Robert Maxwell.
Those scrupulous Catholic
A
missionaries.
43-year-old person into 43.
He says she is on his payroll, but seems to organize much of his life. Recently, she was making telephone inquiries to find a California-based yoga instructor for him. God, this guy's such a fucking yuppie.
So you mean every other woman in California? What are you talking about?
He's very close to his two very long-term friends. I feel like skimming ahead here, reading bullshit.
I feel like this is a lot of padding.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna jump here to the.
How dare he try to fucking find a yoga?
Oh wait, okay. He has he has his job to that of an anarchist or architect, more specifically, one who specializes in remodeling. Okay.
You know what? Here's the thing I'm going to tell you. Every anarchist I ever knew was like an architect. Like he's like, I hate the good boy nature of my work. I'm sick of designing lobbies for corporations.
I didn't mean to say
anarchy. Every anarchist I ever knew like was professionally employed as an architect.
If you press the more applause,
it's a weird thing to say, Buttons.
Okay, got it.
It's gonna repeat. Well, I didn't mean to say anarchist. I've read it wrong, but it was architect. So he got his money being an architect.
But how did you know that about architect?
I didn't know that. I just read it wrong. I thought it said anarchist.
They all want to be bad boys.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
They do.
Are we allowed to make Catholic priest jokes in the chat? Sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just reading through the chat now. Build buildings, destroy all. Okay. Neat. Anyways.
Build buildings, destroy all.
So
you know, the Saab 900 was the preferred car of architects. Someone asked me to do the Dr. Wolf voice. I'm not sure what they wanted me to say.
So here's what really happened today for all you people who managed to gut it out for nearly the hour now. we winded up talking to a
Oh goddamn.
younger fan who gave us the right and permission to mention them by name.
Fairy Dusk.
Yes, their name is Berry Dusk, which was very concerning because they were the age 13. And there were some very strong allegations against, I almost said Performance Major. Yeah, Fusion, Brawny Bucks. It turns out that some of those things, but we'll get to the first and foremost, allegedly, he did solicit nudes from a 16-year-old. And, to the best of my knowledge, even in England, hi, thank you, Mr. AYEDEA, let me know if I said that right. Wow, is that 20 US? I was sitting there thinking, wow, oof, more, thank you. Okay, cool, you're amazing. Well, I lost my train of thought.
Hold on, wait, hold on. What's
He allegedly
What's
solicited.
going on,
Hang on,
Adia?
no, hang on.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, no, I feel like
let's talk to Adia for a second.
Yeah,
let's not just jump back into
That's
what we
true.
were
I thought,
doing here. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, it's like the idea, but it's all like bad ideas. I thought for a second, I was like, oh, it's like those are 20 Zimbabwe. Oh, no, those are US dollars.
No, those are real dollars. Those are American pocket dollars, US.
When is Button going on the pedo hunt? Button's has been on the pedo hunt.
Yeah, man. What you mean 24/7?
I've been on the pedo hunt for like a year. What the hell are you talking about?
That's good. That's good. You're feeling generous, which is a good feeling. That's
yeah. But getting back to it, we were talking about Berry. What is their name?
Fairy Dusk.
Berry Dusks. We started off talking to them, and that took like 2 different calls because their connection was shit. We finally got them on Discord. Most of the statements that we wound up talking about kind of disproved a lot of screenshots, but towards the end, before they had to go either eat or whatever the hell, or they fucked off for at least temporarily, they're like, oh, wouldn't you know, Fusion ERP'd with Mint Heart. We're like, oh, here we go again. here it is.
It's like that GIF on Twitter. Oh shit! Here we go again.
Probably time to mention that.
So I popped over into Stepius's chat because I knew Step had Mint. So I was like, okay, Mint, I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. Let's get this over with. I totally, and Mint, to their credit, showed up. They're like, there's no proof of this, and I was like, okay, everybody go look, because they're like, it's in top of the barrel. I was like, Molly, in top of the barrel. Yeah, you go look. And we're like, Barry, could you go look? Yeah. I couldn't find it. Mol's like, I can't find it. And I was like, I guess it doesn't exist. And then, yeah, we found this out later on. Barry Duskstraws is like, well, you see, guys, it's on my phone. Didn't you say that you handed your phone off to the cops? Well, we're gonna hand it off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, that made me really mad because I didn't process this because I was still waking up, but she was all like, "Oh yeah, let me get on my phone to get in the Discord call because it sounds better." In my mind, I'm thinking, "Yeah, I want to get this call over."
I'd almost like to thank Stalin for fucking goddamn, but the thing is, I would have asked anyways. I might have been a little bit more, but now after the Stalin thing, I'm definitely checking stories for fucking proof. And the thing about Stalin is he sort of provided, but he kind of didn't, provide 1v1 links. He provided that, just for everyone who knows, Fusion, there's a Pornhub video out there. He did send his nudes certainly to somebody. Those are floating around. There's some, and instead of explaining any of that situation, yeah, Stalin from the Anti-Brony Alliance. Instead of explaining the story, Stalin fucked off the internet. He didn't want to be here anymore.
You mean Fusion?
Fusion, yeah, Fusion, not Stalin. Sorry, that's long day. So at least we caught that right off the bat. Still like to hear from him. I've unblocked him on Twitter. We could do that stream lickety split. I'll be a lot kinder than your old acquaintances. Mostly because I think you're cooked. I think you're cooked, and there's nothing you can say to uncook
I could see if he accepted my friend request on Discord to, get information. Because his Discord is still there.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to head on down to good old Brawny Buck's channel and send him a little message in the comments, maybe leave a downvote or two. I mean, that's entirely up to you. But,
Yeah, just kind of be like, hey, what was this about 16-year-olds and nudes?
Yeah,
and like, I will
because he certainly
say,
he did. Because here's the thing: there's a screenshot where he specifically asked for nudes. I've been told that that person that he asked for nudes from is 16. If he could either prove that that's doctored or that person wasn't underage, then mostly he's just a pervert. Failing that, however, when a 19-year-old asks for nudes, or actually anybody asks for nudes off of anybody who's under the age of 18, that's child porn.
Yeah, there is no buts about it.
Reading off Fluffin' Azari Mintheart was singing Muse praises in the live stream he did about Fusion, and now this makes me very uncomfortable. I listened to the first 11 minutes of the stream. I got pissed off. Oddly enough, after talking to Mint, I calmed the fuck down after being angry for 3 days straight. I was very, very pissed off. There was one of the lines. How the fuck did it go?
If I would have been okay with fucking with him forever or something like that.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. It's about 2 minutes into the stream, and I'm probably going to include it in the video, regardless of me saying I wasn't going to talk about something more. It's just a little too fucking much. It's going to be along the lines of, you were prepared to let something slide just so you could have the opportunity to fuck with people. Gee, kind of gets the old almonds roasting, kind of gets the old noggin jogging, what you're willing to put up with. Kind of makes me wonder about certain people that you put up with. Is it just because you could fuck with them instead of fucking doing the right thing? But I won't make that the focus. I won't make that the focus. The focus is Fusion asked for nudes off of a minor, and I remember Barry's like, well, we could give him it's his first fuck up. No, this is his second fuck up, and instead of addressing the issue and getting better, he got worse.
And she even knew that this was his second fuck up because she mentioned the person that did the first fuck up with him. And she kept trying to tell me in private message, like...
I'll look at it this way, Icarus. If you guys want to say that FNGR is a little all over the place and perhaps a little inconsistent, that's potentially true. But this time, I really, really tried to be fucking fair, because that's why I've been probably losing my fucking mind these last couple of days. I've really bent over backwards to try and get the fucking story. And yes, there's a lot of firsts here. When the story first came to me, I won't mention the first person who gave it to me. It wasn't Barry. Or was it Barry? No, it wasn't Barry. We won't mention that person who came up and gave me the story. I turned around.
So hold it. The cleaning lady.
Hold it. No, hold it. No, before we got any of this, I turned around to Leo and said, "Is this bullshit?" And he's like, "No, this is true. This person's going to give you the little skinny." I've gone out of my way to try and retract everyone's name who was underage who asked me to. Barry said it was okay to mention them. That's why we're mentioning them. Barry also mentioned that they had dropped off again accidentally. A GIF or a nude or some shit like that in a Fusion's chat of somebody who was 17 as a mistake. But I wasn't told to edit that out. I wasn't told to cover that up. Just putting it out there. They're 13. It was a mistake. Probably don't do that again. In fact, not probably. Don't do that again.
Yeah, and I will say, like, when I talked to Stalin, I did get some evidence of some sort to some things. Like, he framed it as, oh, Fusion sent me this stuff, but he also showed me he sent stuff to minors in the chat, like a fleshlight and shit. So while there were lies, there were also some truths, but it's also because he lied in the first place with the intentions of the call. It's hard to tell what was going on exactly with the screenshots, as I didn't exactly see who received the quote-unquote nudes or anything. So for all I know, that was sent to him or a minor or something. I do know that there was a screenshot, in fact, with the names of the minors of him sending a flashlight.
Real quick, do you mind pausing for one quick second to clear up something that both the chat and I are struggling with? You mentioned Brawny Bucks a second ago.
Fusion.
Are we talking
Brony Bucks.
Wait, Brony.
Yes, Brony Bucks. He is not Brawny, Brony. Brony Bucks.
Cool.
All right.
Just needed to clear that up for both me and the chat.
Let's do this.
Cool. Go on. Go on.
No. We're going to do this on screen real quick so everyone can understand this. The person being accused is this guy.
Fusion W Brony Bucks.
Because you said Brawny.
The one not being accused, this guy's perfectly...
Is this good fella here, this cringy cosplayer himself.
Yes, the one I'm sub to is A-OK. You don't need to worry about him.
He's a good guy. This one here, Fusion W. Okay, cool. Because I was confused too. That's what I thought I heard. I'm like, oh no, not that guy. Really?
No.
No.
Okay,
Brawny is
cool.
Now,
All right. Just needed to back that up for a split second because the chat was confused too. I will go back to being muted. Do go on.
No. I could be a total penis right now about something.
I was trying
absolutely. When I was really goddamn angry, I was prepared to fucking burn a lot of bridges. I'm gonna stop that now. I have a lot of truth. I have a lot of things that are objectively true that I could put out there about certain people who are kind of cunty about this whole thing. But I won't. Not yet. Mm-hmm. Oof. So yeah, again, I know Josh Scorcher said he'd be interested in boosting this as long as I kept it fucking on point. This isn't that stream. This is that won't be a stream. That'll be a straight up video. I'll try and make that clean as possible. Hopefully it will rise up to Josh's fucking expectations. Hopefully he'll tweet it out. Personally, I'd like for him to be able to, it'd be really cool if he, sat there and gave like a hot take about it afterwards. I'd like his input. And here's the whole rub about it. Is it potentially that somebody at 19 might have not thought about, because of it would have been legal in his country? Potentially. Once you start to cross country lines, since he's in England.
May I interject with something about that?
Hold it. 16 to 19, if it all would have been in England, it potentially might have been A-okay. But the fact that once it crosses the federal or country lines, I'm using probably the wrong term here, it may be a little less so. I'm not sure I would have really commented on it other than to give him a hard time. But the thing is about him, whether knowing 16-year-old nudes would have been illegal or not, he's covered this stuff before.
That's what I was just about to say. He doesn't get the excuse he doesn't know because he's covered this in extent.
No, look, buttons. I get it too. There's definitely room to spin this any number of ways, but I'm trying to fucking put it up there as, even when I did watch V's stream, mostly everybody else seemed a bit more fucking laxed. For anyone who did watch it, there's a moment where he's talking to an allegedly a 13-year-old, his ex, which I'd heard was a different age. Some of the things he said in there kind of had me concerned, but it's possible that he remembered a time when he thought she was of age. I'm gonna wait for the fucking phone to stop ringing. Good, it did. I don't know if anybody heard it. If he just, maybe it slipped his mind, maybe he was reminiscing the good old days when he was dating her, maybe it was late in the day, maybe he was drunk, maybe it was early in the day. I certainly saw why people would be fucking concerned, but there wasn't any evidence specifically where I would be able to point to that he was actively, sincerely, with intent going after a 13-year-old. And that's what I really wanted. If I really would have found that, I would have absolutely said, pedophile, put a check in the win mark, bury the motherfucker as hard as I can. What I do have to the counter-argument to that is, what do you call an adult? What do you call a 19-year-old who has content that constitutes child pornography?
A pedophile.
That's certainly an interpretation, and I won't fight people on that. 19 to 16, he knew better. If he would have been someone probably in a different part of YouTube without really thinking about it, without it kind of slipping his mind, maybe. But no, he's definitely covered this kind of material before. So yeah, I think that's fair. If it would have been, if he didn't know that the person was 16, if he could prove that, again, if he could prove that screenshots were edited, that he didn't know that the girl was 16, then we'll re-talk. I'm not closing the lid on this. I'm definitely prepared to come back. I know Leo Convoy said that he thought that the other shoe or, more information was probably forthcoming. He had a gut feeling.
He thinks that there's like a shoe that's going to drop. He thinks there's something odd about the pattern of behavior with Fusion, who doesn't ever go down without a fight. All of a sudden going, no, I'm out.
Now, there's another thing here too. Based off of some of the things that I'd heard from V's thing, he said that, based off of some of the tweets, maybe I'm misrepresenting it wrong, that it was manipulative. I just saw Fusion being a butthole. I saw consistently someone who's consistently being a dick. I didn't see anything on Twitter. From the things I saw on Twitter, maybe I didn't see all of it. I thought Fusion was just being a penis on Twitter.
Yeah, to be manipulative and keep your someone quiet in those situations would be like what Liu did to fucking Dylan. You're just doing this because you're jealous of me. You're doing this because of this. You're doing this because of that. That's like sowing seeds of doubt.
I think you mean Lou.
Victim.
I think you mean Lou, not Leo.
Liu.
Oh, okay, yeah, the one who was dating Monkey Jones, not our beloved.
No, I tried saying Liu. Lou. I'll just call it Lou just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I call it Lou, Lui,
yeah.
as opposed
Lou. But basically what Lou did is textbook, actual, non-Tumblr gaslighting. And what I saw of Fusion, I did see some screenshots of it a while floating around. He was just being a dick. And that could be constituted if they're minors of possible intimidation or making them not want to deal with it because he was kind of making fun of the fact he had a dead brother. But at the same time, I don't see that as psychological abuse or manipulation. Hang on, up the door.
Yeah, no, I'd put it this way. As far as Lou constitute, let's see. Lou is another moron. Lou is the one who was the pedophile that Monkey Jones currently moved in with. I don't even feel that the term gaslighting is necessarily necessary there for one reason. I don't think anybody believed her for even a second.
Right. You know what?
There was
that's
no
the thing.
danger of
and I
anybody
didn't,
buying
and
that.
I wanted to let you go and not jump in, but I was like, I didn't feel gaslit. I doubted every word that person had. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If Lou specifically had been abused by anyone whatsoever, I would have taken it with a mountain of salt.
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
wasn't saying she was abused. I was saying that what she was doing to Dylan was a form of making him doubt his sanity or making him feel guilty for coming forward.
I don't
I
think
you're
it worked
missing the
on
whole
anyone.
Yeah, I don't think he doubted it. I don't think it worked at all. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I
he
don't
didn't.
think
No,
Lou
he didn't.
is a successful gaslighter. I think she's
No.
someone who might try that. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What she was doing, listen. Even if she did not succeed, what she was doing or attempting is what gaslighting is constituted as gaslighting. And what I saw of Fusion was not gaslighting.
I could be wrong. We could be missing stuff. I've heard a bunch.
I
of
mean,
tweets winded up being
if I could get the screenshots of what he said, clearly I
Tumblr.
could.
I don't like that term. It's so ambiguous these days.
Gaslighting isn't originally from Tumblr. It is a psychological term.
I know what it means. I'm not trying to unlock this discussion right now. I'm saying clearly that person was fucking with us. Yeah, I think that's what we mean when we say that, right?
Yeah. So now hold it here. Oh, here's short stack. Lou is pretty much narcissistic. I don't know if narcissistic is a right term for Lou.
You know what? I picked that up. I not in a way, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, she kind of is.
I don't know how Lou could have an
ego. I wouldn't say it's a fact because that's a psychological thing. I'm not going to diagnose her.
If hating themselves nearly enough.
Let's put it this way, and this is not an excuse, but if it were, it's not an excuse. If stupidity could excuse pedophilia, Lou would be the poster child, but it doesn't. Lou may be the dumbest pedophile. Maybe. It's certainly, you could make that argument.
Yeah, no, she's pretty dumb.
Loops. It's a Mobius strip of
pasta. I mean, she considered going back to the child for, dating and shit. I mean...
Dylan, you're a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that right now. Dylan, you are a dumbass.
You guys, I totally had sex.
Stop it, Dylan. Stop it.
I already told all my friends at school I totally had sex.
The fact people in contact with her pisses me off.
No shit.
Wait for it. Same chick as fuck Monkey Jones.
I would.
Oh my God, you're a legend! Everyone at his middle school crowned him a legend, and he wouldn't be held back another year from
high
his
school.
Massive stupidity because he was no longer a virgin. And there's no fucking story here where that even doesn't make him a dumb fuck.
No, but he wouldn't be in middle school. He'd be in high school.
I'm calling him a dumb fuck. You get that right?
Yeah, no shit.
He should be in high school. Yeah. Oh, really? You got that? You picked up on that joke I did.
The chat is literally trying to put us back on fucking topic for Fusion. So yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
So, as far as the story goes, people have thrown around allegations of a 13-year-old. As of right now, I can't confirm that. I can confirm that there are some shots, which again I will show in a later video and explain. This is where he asked for nudes, and I was told I don't have the nudes. I don't want the nudes because they'd be illegal. But his penis is hanging around out there if you know where to look.
No, antique dick pics roadshow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did. He did. I did receive again.
Yeah.
Stalin did give me some
Oh
screen.
wait, Buttons.
Well,
You've
hang on.
seen the.
Now,
Hold on,
if
Buttons.
anybody,
No,
if
I'm not
anybody,
saying
yeah,
that.
if anybody wants to have what we have previously and include some screenshots as well, there is a video on Fan and Frenzy that's about 5 minutes long. If you're hungry to find out about Fusion, that's the little sample that we have now.
You guys didn't get the dick pics, did you?
No, well, they're censored.
Someone
heavily
did
censored.
make an account on Twitter and follow me with Fusion's wang hanging out. I blocked it because I didn't want to keep seeing
There
it.
is. You've seen it.
Yeah, I've
Sadly.
seen.
Oh,
I've
your
seen
eyes.
Stalin accidentally sent me an uncensored version. I'm like, please get that the fuck off screen.
Accidentally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking. I hope it was
Stalin
accidental.
has them.
Yeah, no, Stalin had some pictures. Basically, I was trying to say this earlier. He gave me some evidence of things.
It's all good. I'm just trying to figure out.
All right, so I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you like this: people not to trust in this situation. Stalin from the anti-bronies. Berry Crunch. What was her name? I keep wanting to call
Berry Dusk.
Berry Dusk. I keep wanting to call Berry Dusk Berry Crunch.
Yeah, because after the
Crunchberry. There's the
hours.
nickname. Okay, got
After
it.
we sat there for 2
Crunchberry.
hours.
That might be a How Not to Brony in 2 or 3 from now. Crunchberry.
Crunchberries.
Yeah, because like after we sat there for like an hour or two talking to this chick, Leo messaged Anthony. Oh, by the way, she's a habitual liar. It's like that would have been nice to know, Leo.
Yeah.
It would have been really nice to know.
So I do want to address this too, since I'm glad I got this message out of fucking Mint Heart, which I'll probably include the fucking recording. I asked Mint, do you feel if, because to my understanding, the GoFundMe was to help Mint Heart get emancipated so she could move the hell out. And she's like, I've failed that a couple times. I'm not picking on him for it. I've certainly had to retake classes and shit, especially Spanish. Won't even talk about how many times that's happened. But in Mint Heart's case,
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
Anthony Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. But yeah, my whole question to Mint was, do you feel that you'd still be entitled to those funds if you were not able to get emancipated before you're 18? And Mint Heart's response is, it's certainly a good question, but I would definitely use the money to get the fuck away from my house. Something along those lines, right? Am I being fair with that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I was like, you know what? If I were 18 and $10,000 worth of funds were there, it is somewhat... it takes away from the urgency. They acknowledged it. They stated it. I think that's a good compromise, is the fact that it wasn't just ignored. Whether the people who donated the money or not feel comfortable with that, that's fine. I'll definitely mention it. It'll probably be addressed. I'll be fine to timestamp that when it's covered. And I don't know, that put me at ease, just knowing that it wasn't like completely covered up.
I do feel that, I don't think that when she turns 18, personally, I think that, if she turns 18, I don't think
be careful.
She should...
Buttons, you've got the moral high ground. You have to throw it away right now.
Yeah, like we.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Look,
we got this. We're good here. Yeah,
you could put a check in the win column, walk off the plane. Everybody shake buttons.
Everyone, we're good. Good work, Buttons. Everyone,
Buttons
good
throws
work.
a cheap shot there at the end, and people are like, ooh,
yeah, no,
careful.
we're good. Yeah, guys.
yeah. And here's the whole thing. I wanted to like Barry. What was it again?
Berry Dusk.
Berry Dusk. I wanted
Crunchberries.
Crunchberry. Yes, I wanted to think Crunchberry was a cool person. Oh, 13-year-old victim. Yeah, no, I totally fucking wanted to get behind that. I heard that the minute I heard, 13-year-olds talk to their parents, the parents are fucking pursuing charges. I was like, oh, that makes it real easy to call Fusion this, that, and the other. And then you find out everything that's coming out of Barry's mouth is kind of maybe not.
And then on top of that, like, she's not even a victim herself. She's just witnessed other victims.
I like that even more.
Yeah, Booberry.
I like Booberry more than Crunchberry. Thank you, Vero.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look. Damn it, Barry. I do appreciate
Booberry, that's it.
Yeah, Barry did throw me some screenshots kind of early, so I'm not absolutely 110% angry, but oof.
Like Fusion, for instance, Fusion tried pulling the suicidal card with all this. Like it's
so funny that there's so much crap going on that we can forget that dumb crap. That it was
that was last on the list.
That would have been enough. That could have been the story enough if Fusion would have just played this in response to a lesser thing. It had been like, oh, I'm a suicide. That'd be enough to make fun of him, right? Yeah, I think so. But the fact that that's so buried so deep in all the dumb crap that happened to Fusion, holy shit. Today's episode, Dr. Wolf, is brought to you.
Dr. Wolf is brought to you by Booberry.
Again,
Yummy mummy and fruit brute. He's a very brutish fellow. Don't cross him.
Always willing to run around with kidnappers to start a new life. What's your opinion on that? Wait.
Oh, no.
I considered running away. What about willingly running away with kidnappers? I think that's retarded.
That is a very bad, unsafe, horrible idea.
Okay, so there's somebody in the chat. First things first, how old are you, child?
Yeah.
Teeny tiny small child. How old are you?
Well, you guys
and how old is the kidnapper?
Be my new family. We could do internet drama all day. That'd be so cool.
No, I'm actually
my family sucks.
Well, he hasn't posted yet, so I would have told him to shut up.
No, I'm ripping on this person till they respond. What do you want?
Okay, no, you're fine. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a very unsafe idea. Don't. Well, if you want to.
Well, hold it. It could be a troll, so I'm waiting in that. We called them stupid right off the bat. Maybe they fucked off. But no, I stand behind it.
Are you trying to escape an abusive household? Turn yourself into the fire department. Tell them you're an orphan.
If, as much as I hated foster care, if you are an abused child, I would highly suggest reaching out to child services or a youth. There are group homes for children who are being abused or in difficult situations. I do.
He does have a YouTube channel, so you might want to respond to us, Ardnox.
Yeah. Well, maybe check the About tab. See if it says their age. Wait, go to the About tab. See if it says like their age or their Twitter or whatever.
79. You're about to hit the 80 subscriber mark.
I am a furry who is employed, so that's probably 16. I will upload random videos like this. There's no compliment section. Copyright law. Blah blah blah. Okay, so
wait, scroll down. No,
there's nothing there.
No, there's no social media either.
Yeah, let's
Location.
My mom and dad will not let me be a furry anymore, and I am sick of it.
It was thought I was younger.
So hold it. The arcade to play DDR.
So yeah, long story short, Ardnox, if you are 18, that's just a bad idea. If you're below 18, that's a really retarded idea. Don't do it.
Overall bad idea.
You know what you need to do is just, drive the Ford Focus down to the arcade.
Well, hang on,
DDR.
I have it.
You don't take your tail off for anyone. I don't care if it's a job interview. You do not take your tail off.
All right,
well, let me make some.
Hold it. I want to get back to this one because again, someone asked a good question. I feel like answering here. The Brony group is dying. Why is there an anti-Brony alliance? All right, so cleaning lady. Pro wrestling has been dying for probably 2 decades. There are plenty of people who hate watch pro wrestling. There you go.
I wanted to say something real quick.
Wait, no, super chat. Anyway, Short Stack J. Since I'm 14, I'd never run with a pedo. So Short Stack, you're totally not pulling your parents' credit card out of their thing to send me the muns, are you? Because that would not be cool.
Yeah, $14.
No, they sent me.
They're 14-year-old.
No, $2. That's a lot still.
No,
for just like my mom won't
sent
notice.
A couple super chats.
Yeah, I know.
2, 4, 6,
and they're
8.
doing small amounts so their parents won't notice.
There's about $18 of super berries.
But I did want to say.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're not. All right. Cool. As long as you're not taking your parents' money, as long as you're eating fine and you're still doing good and. That's not hurting you somehow. Okay.
I kind of wanted to say something.
I'm above 18. I'm 20. Okay, so the furry is 27. Just clearing that up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Take a buns.
I do want to say, if you are over the age of 18 and you want to escape an abusive situation, you find someone who you know and absolutely trust. If you are able to, if it is needed, if you're physically, no. I want to. No, this is serious. No, this is like serious. I'm being serious.
Ask that question to fuck with us.
Okay, cool, got it. So
I'm trying. Yeah,
Buns is trying to make a point here in case it is some dumb kid who's actually specifically asking for their help. So there you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so he's the guy you told to get rid of the ERP in his chat, right? Yes! That was Fusion! And guess what? V's the one who fucking said, no, there's nothing wrong with this guy. Shut up, Anthony. Shut up. And then if you go back and look at his most recent video, it's like, oh, I knew all along. Oh, so were you lying then or are you lying now? Kind of gets the old almonds roasting. No, I'll try not to fucking turn the next video into fucking getting even. That might be the one after that. Or maybe something else will come up before then. Maybe I'll get distracted. I do have attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
He only responds to super chats. That's not true. I totally fucking respond to other fucking super chats. Hello.
It's just like if he isn't looking at the screen, he just won't respond to the chat because he's distracted, talking. But
let's take a moment here to bring out who Murdoch Quinlan Rockefeller is. So a long time ago, there used to be a fine gentleman who went by the name of Ace Snake Man.
Oh no!
I put him in Rocky's chat because my friends refuse to believe that this man exists. Ace Snake Man is the kid who was 15 at the time, I believe.
I actually have proof. He talked to me on Discord and admitted he was the person who did that.
He's never denied it. So, anyways, Ace Snake Man.
Guys.
Hold it. No, this is important. Ace Snake Man's the one who fucking tried to get fucking Fallen Wish on the hook for pedophilia, and then Toon Critic, of all people, stopped it and defended Fallen Wish. So it always looks really bad when Fallen's like, the Toon Critic is the terrible person. Don't ever help Fallen Wish. Don't ever help Fallen Wish. Doesn't ever get you anywhere.
Stuck in a
it's not like she's wrong. I'm just saying, in your case, Fallen, you kind of owe him one after that. And that was after the money's incident. You got paid back.
You're talking about a soda addict there, Anthony.
Who?
The Snake Man. He's addicted to soda, remember?
Oh yeah, no, that's another thing he's famous for.
You are talking about a soda addict. You are taking advantage. You are ripping on a very sick individual here who has a horrible addiction to soda.
On. So yeah, soda addiction's real. I have it too. I'm just kidding. I'm bullshit.
Right,
I do have addiction.
Hold on. No, let me ask you, Buttons. You ever mix your Big Gulp? You ever mix flavors?
Yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah, you do. Yeah. One
Pepsi
soda addict to another. Yeah.
Pepsi and Sprite, my dude.
Yeah. So I do Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper.
So see, I'm not a Dr. Pepper person.
So back to
either way.
Back to Ace Snake Man. The funny thing is that this person wound up becoming Step's punching bag. Like Step could not stand this kid. Every time he'd start, like, shut the fuck up, stop talking. No, you don't get to. Stop talking. It was constant abuse. It was so.
No,
funny.
last.
It makes you think of that scene.
I'll give you a perfect example of how fucking moronic this guy was. We were trying to improve the design of the beer helmet or the drink helmet, and then we asked everyone in the room, what would you do to improve the design, and most people just left. And then we asked Snake fucker what his deal was, and he was like, I don't know, do I have limitless options? I don't know, missile launchers. And we're like, that doesn't improve the design of a helmet designed to make drinking beverages easier. You're a fucking idiot.
Actually, I have an idea for that. What if there's a little compartment with a button you press that'll insert ice into the cup while you're drinking it?
Well, see that so you want a separate ice hopper on top to dispense the ice when the ice level drops to a certain level, you can add more. That's not bad, Buttons.
I could do
it requires a third receptacle for ice, but why not?
I thought of a better one than that for one reason. So ice would be hard to keep fucking cool on the thing, and it'll wind up just melting.
Great.
But in some gas stations, at least there used to be a cherry syrup thing that you could blast your drink with. So in case your ice melted too much and it's watered down, you could give it a little cherry blast.
Oh, you get a little syrup blast.
Yeah.
The ice was in there too long. And my soda's tasting like water. Let me put a little more syrup in there. It's still fizzy. Idea. It's not flat, but you need some more. You need some more juice. Yeah, Anthony. There you go. All right.
I remember
now we're talking.
Yeah, when my fat friend Frank fucking told me about, if you head on down to fucking Speedway, they have a fucking syrup dispenser. That probably disintegrated my health a little bit. Really?
No.
And he's like, what? You should use it for the Slurpees.
You were dozing off last night. You're like those fucking nerds with their stupid.
They have a.
I can't believe them talking about. syrup dispenser.
Yeah, no, they had a gas station near me. They had a gas station near me. Do you guys remember Slush Pup?
I know. I own a Slush Puppy machine button.
Yeah, Slush Puppy.
Very familiar.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Now hold it. I actually thought Brony Inspector was dicking me around when he said I have a Slurpee machine. I'm like, okay, and I was like, bullshit. I'll be damned. He sure enough had a slushy machine.
I'm so mad I wasn't there. I would have had so much fun with that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Brony Inspector. If nobody else would have been, I guarantee I could have drank all one of those on my own.
Oh no, I've had parties where it's just like we're like, well, I guess we drank all of them ourselves. Like,
if you stuck me in front of unlimited Slurpees, they're not gonna last.
They're not gonna last. I know.
You know what? Hey. You know what, actually, when you were saying that Steph kept telling him he couldn't speak, it made me think of that Dr. Evil scene and his son from Austin Powers. Nope, I did it. Shut up.
Why don't you take a suckle of my zipper?
Yes. Oh my god. Oh, I love Austin Powers. I watched it way too early in your life, but yeah.
Hello, Sunheart.
The details of my life are very inconsequential. Summers in Rangoon, luge lessons. In the spring, we would make meat helmets. My father was a relentlessly self-improving lingerie owner from Belgium with a penchant for buggery.
Oh, I noticed this too. The more I found out about the fusion thing, I think I winded up comparing him to BoJack.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. We were in call last night talking about it.
I'm trying to remember the context for it, but I just kind of imagine him going...
Oh, because he sat there complaining about how horrible his life... Like, you can't sit there and complain about how horrible your life is and make bad choices. Oh, no, wait, I remember. It was Monkey... We were watching the Monkey Jones video.
Oh,
it was, like,
yeah, no, it was Monkey Jones who's fucking BoJack, not Fusion, yeah.
Yeah. No, Monkey is trying... But I think Monkey's trying to play that up. He's like, if I'm pathetic enough, then everyone will still like me. Just like they still like BoJack Horseman.
I wouldn't say it's even that. I would say it's I don't give a fuck about anything I do as long as it's serves me.
Monkey Jones can go jerk off in a lake.
I have a hunch about that, too, now that you brought up BoJack, or at least I did.
Yeah.
In the next season, I'm gonna predict this now. BoJack's gonna be the one who inevitably fucking turns Peanut Butter's life around.
I'm gonna. Oh, yeah. That would be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Or he leaves him fucked. That might.
Or no.
That sounds a lot more.
I think he's gonna lose another friend. Yes, that Peanut Butter's life is going to turn around when BoJack loses yet another friend, and Peanut Butter doesn't let this fucking asshole drag him down.
I have a prediction, actually. Yeah. I think that he kind of fucked himself over with lying about cheating on Diana, and he proposed to what was her name, Pickles, and I have a feeling that's gonna bite him in the ass. Okay, I just have an inkling.
So I'll let you know, Quitland or Rockefeller. Monkey Jones is a YouTuber who got ripped off of fucking YouTube for being a little too edgy, a little too comical. Everybody felt bad for him. He had about 300,000 fucking subscribers, allegedly. Recently, on his comeback trail, he was doing really good in life. He was moved in with like a what do you call it? A sugar mama, I guess. He was moved in with a career woman who had her job.
He had a normie girl with a day job. It was great.
House, car, he had his shit together, and he could just be a butthole for the rest of his life. He could be a house husband if he wanted to be.
He was ready to be living in the.
He was gonna pull a full-on Greg Hoffman. Yes.
Yeah,
he was going to be living in the love life.
And guess what? He threw it away on. He threw it away on a furry who draws cub porn and slept with a 15-year-old. Yeah, and guess what? After that went sideways, after that, her name's Lady Kitty.
After we got our own subreddit.
Yes. After I did like a huge expose and showed everything I could of her talking. She's on this channel, but if you don't get enough off of that, there's also another channel called Mr. Meatman who has tons and tons of information. He went back to the crazy bitch. He went back to her stupid ass.
And they're engaged.
Yeah.
And living together.
And they have a kid. And he has a fetish for wanting to get her pregnant. Think about that.
I believe he wants to get It almost feels like a fucking bullshit work, doesn't it?
Yeah, almost.
I wish it was. I honestly wish it was.
I'll meet you on the distance there, Fox. He wants to marry a sex offender.
And impregnate her.
Yeah, he wants to sex and marry a
I mean, if she has a thing for kids and cub porn and shit, and she has a kid, I would not want that child in her home.
I want to point out, you should hunt down. It's probably on like one of my videos on fucking Lou the Kitty. I forget which one, probably third or fourth. You can listen to what her mom sounds like. That's gonna be at your wedding someday, Monkey. You're gonna have to listen. You're gonna have to listen to Mrs. Simonetti screaming at you for the rest of your, especially if she moves.
Yeah. Get a job, Monkey.
Get a job.
You need to get a job.
God.
What are you doing more of this computer internet stuff? You're making all your school shooter jokes there. You think you're so cute. You're not as cute as you think, asshole.
So should I ask Monkey Jones for the party pics?
Panty pics. Oh no.
You're not a pedophile.
Okay, so Ramsmith, that's our Zimbabwe dollar guy. Fucking. Supposedly, there's a picture out there that fucking either Demon or fucking what's the other guy's name? Dylan. Demon.
Oh, it's not just them. No, this has been confirmed. Someone else told me on Twitter. The guy who posted the Reddit thing without even me mentioning it mentioned out how Lou would send panty pics to people.
There's also a picture of Lou the Kitty in a diaper.
And there's child porn of her in BDSM and shit. That's
yeah, I didn't keep it, so there you go.
No, definitely not.
What's wrong with school shooter jokes? You'd have to ask Susan Wachowski there, Steppius.
Yeah, not up to us. That's what got Monkey Jones banned from YouTube.
Yep, and I'd like to stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
Guess what? Monkey Jones
Mama
agrees.
Simonetti does not find school shooter jokes funny.
Now, you know what? If Monkey Jones
if you're gonna go shoot up a school, you gotta eat something first.
Yeah, if Monkey Jones took a fucking page out of my book and just kept releasing audio of Mama Simonetti, I might start watching his shit. I wouldn't support.
Let me tell you about my awful new mother-in-law.
It's like monster-in-law all over again.
Oh,
you know what? He's got content. He's got content for the rest of his life. That's for sure.
Oh god, I would just keep talking. Oh fuck, are you kidding me? Who would you rather? Like here, I'll ask the chat. So Lou's mom, or Dylan? I'd go Lou's mom. Even though that
all day.
Yeah,
all day.
Lou's mom is
She's all over the place.
She's a fucking treasure. Holy shit.
I hate her, but
I hate her too.
Funny to me.
Yeah, no. If I found
ultimate karma. Yeah, talking to me is karma, bitch.
If I heard she was going on Jerry Springer, I would tape it. I would find it.
I'd be like, yep. Tape
you know
that.
what? You want to know what's really
this woman who she is? Yeah.
You want to know what made me laugh? The whole with the fucking policeman. What do you have? SpaghettiOs thing. That's like a regular thing for her. Like I went on her Instagram and looking for shit.
Because here's the thing, like the SpaghettiOs thing, where like even the cop has like been here enough times to like know that SpaghettiOs was a meme with this person. It's as if the cop had been there earlier when we were laughing about the SpaghettiOs, and then for the cop to go, I see you got your SpaghettiOs here. It was like, oh my god.
She actually has a thing, like she loves SpaghettiOs. She's almost obsessed with them.
Yeah. You know what? She'd be obsessed with Chipotle burritos if she could have kept her job.
If she wanted to be on brand, she would have a T-shirt that says "I heart SpaghettiOs."
No, she would have she would have a thing that says "Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs."
Yes.
A Mobius strip of spaghetti. Mama Simonetti spaghetti loops.
Oh my god, Mama Simonetti spaghetti loops. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a Mobius strip of pasta.
Which one? Is animated Demon?
Yeah, that's Demon. Sorry, Demon. The poll went on Twitter. You are banned from ever coming back here.
I'm not saying that, but I'm not doing it now. We're pretty late into the stream.
Wait, what about Demon?
Demon, there's a pretty hard divide. Some people like Demon and some people don't. I know Leo likes Demon, so I was like, we'll never rule that out.
Did I ever talk to Demon? What's Demon's deal?
People love
he was a jag-off.
Well, Buttons doesn't like her, so I'm intrigued.
Well, no, not just me. Like, there was a lot of people.
But you gotta understand that you reacting in that way is like, I wonder what he said to piss off Buttons.
He didn't even say anything specific.
Really
you know what, Buttons, the more you're gonna make him an enemy, you probably don't want that.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to figure out what, like,
Okay, basically what I hated about him is we brought him in to get like information about him and from him for a very serious accusation thing going on, and he just kept assing off the entire time.
I mean,
and
he was fucking with Lou, and that's our punching bag demon. That's our. I completely nulled it. The one time, yeah, the one time we had Lou on Fan and Frenzy.
That just got here. Don't like that's.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense, but
yeah.
Okay.
I'll be on. Yeah, the one time
in the stream, bro. Okay, he wants in, man. He wants in the stream.
We could move it to the. Did you have me added on Discord, Demon?
I mean, I guess we'll just. Because
we could always move it over there. Yeah.
Jump over.
Yeah, if you got me on Discord.
I'm trying to figure out what the deal. Like I don't remember if I
remember sending Demon a friend request. If you got me, send me a thing, and then we could float over there and bullshit. Is there any new news on our sweet?
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, if there's any news on Lou the Kitty,
just jump over there and see what happens. Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you, watch him give you nothing and just fuck with you.
Well, I mean, I'm getting
care, dude. That's something.
I think you're missing it, Buttons. We're about done. We're like 2 hours in almost. Yeah.
This is like the end. We might as well just jump over and see what this dude's like. Let me in the stream. We're like, okay. Like
animated demon. He's got the
No.
Okay.
No, we're doing this.
Now the 1,000-foot pole.
You want to start the?
Once
you want to start
demon, you never go back. Anyways.
Once you go demon, you're gonna be streaming.
Once you go demon, you go blind.
Sorry, I'm sorry, but I have fucking standards.